Starting off strong, a food-related story.
Oh, how did that get there?
Am I the asshole for ruining dinner over a spelling mistake? I, 25 female, type very fast on my phone and sometimes have spelling errors and grammar mistakes, but as this is a text, I don't think it's that important. I just need the person who I send a message to understand what I mean. I know it irritates my husband, but he has talked to me about it before, and for him I usually double check my texts, but last night it slipped my mind. I texted my husband a shopping list as my sister-in-law and her family were coming for dinner and quickly asked him to get some things after work. As I typed quickly, I had written coconut M-L-I-K instead of coconut milk. I was making Thai green curry, but I realized I didn't have a tin at home, and I made the curry before my husband was back. I just needed to add the coconut milk and reheat it for when my in-laws would come. When he got home, I realized he had brought everything I put on the list except the coconut milk. I got annoyed when I asked him why he couldn't bring that, and he said he couldn't understand what I meant and that next time I should check my spelling before sending a text. I then told my husband to figure out what we were serving my sister-in-law because it wasn't Thai green curry as he didn't bring the coconut milk. I left my husband to figure out dinner and he got us all takeout instead, which he was upset about doing as he had a hard day at work and I was home.
BFFR.
You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself.
Are they like always at each other's throats like this? Is that big of a deal? Or like if he wasn't sure, then pick up the phone and be like, hey,
yeah,
I see that you have like coconut M-L-I-K. Is that coconut milk? Did you mean to write?
Or like if you're going to do anything snarky, leave it in the car and be like, oh my God, I didn't know what you meant. And then she's like, are you being serious? And he's like, no, babe, here it is. I got it.
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah, they seem like they're like already at each other's throats for something else or something. I don't know. Because like that's a little much.
Sometimes I wonder when I read stories like this, I'm like, do you like your wife?
Yeah.
Do you like your wife?
I was thinking the same thing.
Like, you don't have to be with her.
Yeah, it looks like he was looking for a reason to pick a fight.
Yes, like why?
And if you saw that, like you would know what it was saying.
If anything, I almost feel like you would have to look for that mistake because it's one of those things where in the English language, if like certain letters are out of whack, it's like scientifically proven that your brain can just connect the dots and figure out what it says, even if it's not written perfectly. Like I've seen posts like memes or something on Facebook where it's a whole paragraph of misspelled words, but it's about how the human brain can fix words when they're in a sentence and you're giving context. You knew what she meant. And you did it to yourself.
It's like a sight word kind of.
Yeah.
Like you don't actually read every letter.
Yeah.
Because you just see the word and you know what it is.
Yeah. And then also, what outcome did you want? Did you want your wife to be like, oh my God, babe, of course you couldn't understand when I swapped two words within the context of a shopping list.
I'm so sorry, honey.
Yeah, like let me go out to the store and now do a second grocery trip because you wanted to prove some stupid point that you have with yourself. What were you trying to prove?
Let me do more for your sister that is coming over for dinner.
Yeah. What was the goal? What was the goal? Did you want your wife to be like, oh, I will never, ever make a typo again in my whole entire life? What? I hate you.
Yeah.
I hate you. You're annoying.
Yep, that's a little bit ridiculous.
Like, this is just it. Be so for real. Be so for real. What did you want to happen?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, well, now we have to get takeout and I'm mad because you were at home doing nothing all day and I was working. Okay. So then you chose to play a little stupid prank or do a little stupid thing to prove some point. What point are you trying to prove?
Yeah.
It's stupid.
And like, it's for a recipe.
Yeah.
It's not like you just omit things left and right. Like some things you could try to figure out how to make it work, but like not most things.
Yeah. And in the future, it's like she isn't gonna think, oh, you know what? That one time when I really needed something, but I misspelled it, it ended up not being purchased for me. So I really have to be on top of like my spelling just to make sure I'm getting exactly the right thing. Like that's not what is gonna happen. She's gonna be like, oh, my husband's such a fucking dickhead that I can't even make a mistake because I know I'm gonna have these stupid games played at me when I'm just trying to be a good wife and bake dinner for guests that are coming over. It's like she's not gonna think, oh yeah, my husband, like he really can't put two and two together and understand what a typo is. Like it doesn't look good on you. No. If anything, you look stupid and you look like a dickhead because you're trying to prove a point to her. You wanted the drama. You wanted the drama and you know it and I know it. I know it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
People love drama.
Wow.
That just like makes me mad.
Me too.
Like I actually am genuinely mad right now.
I'm glad that we had the same outlook of being like, what the f is wrong with this guy?
Yeah. He just has something else going on.
Yeah.
I just feel like before we make these, like I can also get it. Sometimes I get irrationally mad. Like there are some little things in life where if I'm really close with a person and they do like the same little tick like all the time, I am self-aware enough to be like, all right, I'm getting irrationally mad at that. It's like, that's just that person's catchphrase, or like, that's just the one little thing they say. Who cares? Like, I can see how he, after time, and if he talked to her about it, he's like, I don't know why this annoys me, but the fact that you spell words so wrong so often just annoys me. Like, can you take 2 more seconds and reread the text and make sure it's legible and like understandable? And she's like, yeah, of course. But like, does that mean that she's never allowed to make a spelling mistake in her life?
That's
Come
crazy.
on. You're crazy. You're crazy. And I would literally, this is not the good advice that I should be giving other people, but I would not talk to that person that night. Like, I would be so furious that I wouldn't even look them in the eye for the rest of the night.
Yeah, well, it seems like he's almost on some kind of like power trip or like trying to shame her.
Yeah.
Like he was doing that on purpose.
Kinda.
Definitely.
Ew. Hate you.
Yeah, we don't like him.
Obviously, the overall vote was not the asshole.
Okay, good.
The top comment is, if he didn't understand the list, he could have texted you back or called you to ask. He ruined the dinner just to be petty, and you did your best. So true. He's petty, and he's
So true.
dumb.
Yep.
It's so petty. And it's like, you sorry. I could go on. I could repeat myself 20 more times, but I hate him.
We digress.
The second top comment is, tell him to fuck himself and see if he can work it out.
Tell him to FC UK himself.
Yes.
And you know what? I would be petty back, and I would be making typos in every message that I send to this man.
Yeah.
Moving forward. I'm
Yeah.
not kidding. I really would. Because I'm sorry. How stupid are you that you can't read that said coconut milk? If anyone's the idiot, it's the man.
And the
not
fact
her.
is, we all know that it wasn't that.
No.
It wasn't that he couldn't read it.
Nope.
It was that he was trying to prove a point. And what point were you trying to prove?
That he's a douche.
Yeah, that's the only thing you proved. I almost hit your leg with this. Sorry.
I'm really lounging.
No,
here.
lounge more.
Look, I'm making myself comfortable.
As you should.
Me and my condiments.